Hey guys, Jenna from Jenna Sue Design Co. here, and today I'm going to show you how to get that shiplap look on your walls the easy and inexpensive way. For this project, I'll be updating my master bathroom, which is currently under construction, and I've decided to cover the drywall with wood planking because it's one of my favorite ways to add character to any space on a budget. In the past, I've also used real tongue and groove planks, which looks great, but it's a bit more expensive, time-consuming, and labor-intensive, so I found that plywood is a great alternative, especially for beginners. Here's what you'll need for this project. Number 1, 4x8 foot sheets of 1/4 inch plywood. You can find them for around $15 at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they'll rip them down for you at no cost. The width you choose is entirely up to you, but I prefer a thicker look, so I went with just under 8 inches so that I could get 6 boards from each sheet. For this space, I ended up needing 5 sheets total. Number 2, a saw to cut your plywood strips to the correct length. I use a Cobalt 10-inch sliding miter saw, and it's easily one of my top favorite and most used tools in my garage. Number 3, a pneumatic nail gun and nails. I'm using an 18 gauge gun with 1 1/4 inch nails, but the 16 gauge will work too. Number 4, a level, so you can keep your boards straight. Number 5, spacers. Nickels work great for this. Number 6, spackle and a putty knife, something to sand with, caulking for the seams, and your paint of choice. Optional but useful. A stud finder, a jigsaw or a skill saw, arbor drill bits for cutting perfectly round holes. Wine also optional. Now that we have everything, let's get started. First, you want to make sure there aren't any rough edges on your boards. You can sand them by hand, but an electric sander is much faster. I can't live without my Black & Decker mouse hand sander. It's $40, so worth it. Now we need to find and mark the studs so we know where to nail our boards. You can get away with nailing into just the drywall, but they'll be more secure this way. On to installation. I like to start at the bottom of the wall and work my way up because I find it easier, but it really doesn't make a difference in the end. After measuring the wall and cutting your first board to length, use your level to ensure that it's straight. Unfortunately, you can't rely on the floor or anything else in the room because they're rarely ever built perfectly square. After the first board's up, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Place your spacers on the wood, set the next board on top, and nail it in place at the ends where the studs are, if possible. Make sure to measure before cutting each board if you want them to line up nicely in the corner, since walls can get crooked fast. I recommend painting the wall and edge of the plank as you go, since you'll be able to see the gaps up close. Then keep working your way up until you reach the top. Every few boards, it helps to check to make sure it's still level, and when you get close to the top, measure the wall space left on each side to make sure it's even and you don't end up with any surprises on your last piece. The last board may have to be ripped down with a table saw or a jigsaw if it's too wide, or if your molding won't hide the gap. Follow the same steps for the next wall. Sometimes you'll run into obstacles where you'll need to measure and mark, then you can use your choice of tools to make the cuts. Line your boards up as evenly as possible and work your way around the room until you're done. It goes surprisingly fast once you get the hang of it. After the last plank is up, finish it off with trim and spackle all those nail holes with putty. I actually cheat and use drywall mud because I don't notice a difference. And use caulking on the seams. Lightly sand when it's dry, and then comes the fun part, paint. Short-handled brush, get one. I'm a big fan of Valspar's signature, and for this room I used coconut milk and satin. Once it's painted, nail up your baseboard and do a happy dance to celebrate. Easy, right? Now I've included links below to all of the tools and supplies that I use so you can be prepared to tackle this project on your own. If you like this tutorial, let me know in the comments and be sure to subscribe to my channel because I might do more.